I always it's like it's got to be an arrogant egomaniac thing to do. You can't do that without just being a complete jerk, to get people to turn the lights off on 100 people and then put the lights on you. Mm-hmm. It has to be. And then, but really in the back of I always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And that's when I called up. At the time, Charlotte didn't have the scene it does now. Yeah. This is years ago. It's 12 years ago. So I called up the Comedy Zone, which is our home flagship club, and asked for an open mic. They didn't have it. They sold me on the workshop. It happened to be booked by or run by the guys who are now booking it, and back then booking it. So, yeah, and it caught really early for me.
Yeah.
The problem was I was also using concurrently with the developing substance, issues, and then it bottomed out pretty quick. Also, so it really set me back. I definitely wasn't mature enough in retrospect, and I'm still playing cleanup from those years. Like when I was 21 when I started, I was just a complete asshole. And I don't know. I never said a word. Like I wasn't even used to drinking in bars legally, and now you're telling me that people have to listen to me in the bar. So this whole thing, there's like a transformation of being completely quiet to then just being completely a jerk and the spoiled child that I am on the inside, and it just completely came out. And then I just thought I could do whatever. And
was it almost like the sense of like because definitely in wrestling, like there's always those. The guy will get a 6-pack and then drive down the road. And guys, it almost any comedy, the stories are the same. Like it almost romanticizes.
Absolutely. Well, it did, and then somebody actually pulled me aside. It was a manager at the club at the time, and he goes, all that stuff about people doing drugs in the back of the Comedy Store and Pryor and all that. That was all 25 years ago, and doing it now is just pathetic. Yeah. And I go, wow. Yes, good point. And then raged on for another 9 years. But
I'll take that. I'll follow that away.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. That may come in handy.
In 2 weeks, I'm doing this, and I look at this of what I'm doing, and it's outrageous of what I've signed up for.
But what'd you sign up for?
I do like a Wednesday in Cleveland, and then a night on the Canadian border in the Upper Peninsula, which is another 8 hours or 9 hours away or something.
Yeah. Michigan is a much longer state than we take.
Big states out there, yeah.
It's much longer than we take advantage of.
And I did this first time for these guys last year. The shows are a lot of fun, and it's my first time in one of those states. I think it was my first time, and so it was a new experience and stuff. But the same thing, and then I'm making exactly $150-$200 a night, and then and it ends up, and it goes through Wisconsin on a Friday, and then Saturday. Duluth, Minnesota. And then I have 3 days off to somehow, get down to like an actual full-time club in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So, and that'll be a night, where I'll actually get, get out of the car and take a breather for a couple of days and kind of settle in. But and then I drive back here and I'm in Virginia, and then I fly out to the West Coast. But
well, you're already halfway there.
Yeah, to me, it's great. Yeah, I know.
You're in Oklahoma. I should just go take a left.
I should have brought I should have bought the ticket from. Yeah, this Oklahoma thing. This other week of work that
you're halfway there. You're halfway there.
But now I am really actually I have a lot of gratitude for these things, even though I was telling my. I don't know where we're at, and she's moving, but half Asian, half girlfriend. She was like, "Why are you doing?" And I go, "Well, I've never come out of one of these things a weaker comic, unless I was out there, partying it up and looking for, booze or whatever." So I have that. So I know that I'll come back. I'll be better than I was the time before if I focus. Mm-hmm. My car's got 250,000 miles on it, but. So that's a lot of time in your own head. I fight that a lot, but I do have a lot more gratitude than I had when I first started.